Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Journey to Freedom. My name is Mary and I am an empath and a light worker, and today I want to talk to you about manifesting. I really want to talk to you about manifesting a life of abundance and freedom. And the first thing that you have to realize when you're trying to manifest beautiful things in your life and change your life and just live a life of freedom and abundance is that you're always manifesting. So that's the first thing that you have to realize. The first thing that you have to have awareness about is that you are always manifesting. Whether you are intending to or not, that we are powerful enough to create our own realities. So the easiest way for me to describe it, and the best way that it resonates with me and people that I talk to, is to imagine that negative energy and positive energy are both dogs. You have the dog that is negative energy and the dog that is positive energy. One is very heavy, dark and depressing and sad and all of these really heavy energies. And then one is light and happy and free and just walks around freely. Which one are you going to feed? Every single day when you wake up, you have to make that decision. Which dog are you going to feed? Because negative energy and positive energy go hand in hand. You cannot get rid of either of them, because as we know, energy never dies. It is continuous, but it can be transformed. So every day when you wake up, it is a decision, and you have to set an intention on which dog you're going to feed, the negative energy or the positive energy. And that's the first step. The second step is to realize that, like I said, energy never dies. So we're going, especially as empaths or energy sensitive people, we're going to come in contact with the negative energy all the time. And if we're not aware of it, it's going to consume us. But you also have to realize that as an empath and as someone who's awakening and to all of their potentials and their gifts, you have to realize that you can transmute negative energy. So that's the first thing. We have to retrain our brains to think in the light, to think on the positive side. When you want to manifest a beautiful life, a life of freedom and abundance, you cannot have these blocks of negative energy and negative thinking in your way. It takes time to heal from those things and to remove those blocks. But the first thing that you have to do is start to transmute negative energy and retrain your brain. So if you're in a bad mood, if you're in a horrible mood one day and you wake up, your day is going to seem horrible. You're manifesting your reality for that day. And collectively, every day is going to continuously build your reality that you're going to be living in. But that doesn't mean that we are enslaved into living there in that negative energy, in that those times of depression and darkness. We all go through them, but it is a conscious choice to stay there or not. So what I like to do is two things when I am manifesting, because we're always manifesting, and retraining my brain and trying to manifest a life of abundance. The first thing that I do is to retrain my thoughts. So we are in this society that we live in the lives that we've lived, we are almost trained to think negatively about ourselves and to think negatively about other people. Once we have awareness of it, you can start to train your brain to have control over your thoughts. So that the second that a negative thought comes into your brain, whether it be about the circumstance you're in or about the people around you or about yourself, you have to automatically say, stop, 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 stop. I don't have to live here. Like, these thoughts come into my brain, but I don't have to live here. I don't have to be enslaved to these negative thoughts. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I'd like to do is automatically start thinking about things that you're grateful for. The second that you're going through something, remember all the gifts of your life. Sometimes it's just gonna be your breath, you know, and we learn about this, all you yogis out there, you know, the heartbeat and the breath and prana, you know, and life force. Sometimes on some days, that's all you're going to be able to be grateful for. But if you continuously remind yourself of that, you will find more and more things within your life, whether it be extremely huge blessings and gifts or small blessings and gifts, like just a moment where you are watching your kids play together and laughing and you want to just freeze that time. Be grateful, give thanks to the universe for that moment and for that gift. And right there, you are retraining your brain to look at the positive, and you are transmuting negative energy, because whether the negative energy is our own or other people's, because we know that as empaths, you know, every time that we go out into the world, we are a target for just tons and tons of energy. But that it doesn't really matter. Whatever is coming in is coming in, and it is your job and your responsibility to change that energy, because we can't get rid of that energy. I mean, we can disconnect with cords and things like that, and we can cut cords, and you should be doing those things. But normally, you know, that's life. They're going to keep coming. So our job, our responsibility as empaths is to transmute that energy and turn it into something positive and retrain your brain. The second way that I transmute negative energy is, and this exercise has changed my life. I came across it, like someone on YouTube talking about it, and it really, really helped me, especially in the beginning of my journey, because manifesting a life of abundance is not going to happen one day. It is a journey. You're going to have to continuously work on it and continuously manifest and transmute negative energy and retrain your brain. So with all that, the second thing that I do to transmute negative energy and retrain my brain is because we are all also light workers, so we have to use that tool. And I imagine, and I give this tool to everyone I talk to when they come to talk to me about depression or anxiety or fear and all of those low vibrating frequencies and energies. I always give this tool to them. So I imagine a light around me, and it's my light bubble, and whatever color it comes up as or whatever it looks like to you is what it's meant to be. For me, most of the time it's pink, and I imagine my bubble around me, and then I imagine whatever feeling or emotion or energy I'm going through at that time. I imagine being able to just hold it, as if, like, for instance, let's use anxiety as an example. So I have my light around me, and then I literally see the word anxiety in my hands, and usually it's, you know, somewhere between the the gut and the heart chakra, and the solar plexus. So somewhere in this is where I normally feel my anxiety, and that's pretty much where I feel like everyone feels their anxiety. So I imagine being able to pull the word anxiety, and however that energy comes up for you is how it's supposed to be. So I pull, for me it's just the word anxiety. That's just how it comes up for me. So I pull the word anxiety out of this area, and I don't even know if you guys can see me, but I pull it out and I imagine it in my hands, and then I push it through the light. And when it goes through the light, it turns into butterflies and it flies away, because we're taking an energy that is negative and transmuting it with our light into something positive, like butterflies. It can be whatever you want it to be. However it comes up in your mind, trust your gut and follow your intuition. There's no wrong way to do that exercise. But so that is the two ways that I learn to retrain my brain and stop feeding the wrong dog and stop feeding the negative energy, and to start feeding the light. Because that is how you're going to manifest a life of beautiful abundance and love. So transmuting negative energy with light and retraining my brain and just remaining grateful for every little moment. The second that I start to get into stinking thinking and woe is me and all of these things, I have to stop and remember I have so many beautiful things and love around me that I can be grateful for. Also, one of the biggest tips I can give you when manifesting, so you're already doing these things, right? You start practicing these things in your life. Just retraining your brain, feeding the positive energy and transmuting the negative energy as it comes in. So you're doing these things, but then you start to actually be able to, on your journey through doing this, you're going to become more aligned with your universal purpose. And as you become more aligned with your universal purpose, you will be able to work with the universe and coexist and work together with, and walk that path of like freedom and enlightenment, and that path of like just being content with your life. And once you get to that point, because there's a lot of inward work that goes on through this journey. Once you get to that point and you start to actually be able to envision how you want your life to look, and you start to actually be able, you have certain things that you want to manifest in your life, okay? Certain goals that you want to reach. The biggest tip that I can give you is you cannot have guilt surrounding that goal or that thing that you want to manifest. You have to know in your heart and in your whole body that you deserve it. So two big examples of that, maybe you want to manifest love in your life. Number one, we have to be specific when we are manifesting. You can't just say, I want to manifest love, because love comes to us in so many different forms, through children, through friendships, through Mother Nature, through loving ourselves, self-love. But if you are looking to manifest that soulmate love and that twin flame and that person, that partner that you want to walk through life with in the light, then you have to remember two things. You must be specific, and you cannot have any guilt surrounding that goal that you want to manifest, that thing in your life that you want to manifest. You have to know that you deserve it. And how I combat that, because we're human, so our brains are almost not, listen, our brain is our best friend and our worst enemy. Through your journey of manifesting, you're going to realize that you're going to just have these thoughts that just pop into your brain, telling you that you're not good enough, telling you that you don't deserve something. And again, we have to retrain our brain. We have to transmute that negative energy. And when it comes to these personal goals that you want to manifest, and those negative energies and those negative thoughts start to come in, the biggest way that I combat that is with mantras. So if you're trying to manifest love and you are having these thoughts, like you're sitting down, you're meditating, you're imagining meeting the love of your life, you're imagining just giving and receiving love unconditionally and wholeheartedly, and then that thought pops into your head like, but I don't deserve it, and what about when I did this in that past relationship, and what about these traumas that I have and all these things, then that's when you need to create a mantra. And you can message me in the comments if you have trouble creating a mantra. I'm really, really good at creating mantras. Not creating them, I mean, they're always there, but just thinking of a mantra to say to kind of combat that thought. So for me, a lot of the times I prescribe a mantra, because this is what this is. This is holistic healing, self-healing, and holistic medicine. Because our brains, like I said in my videos before, are the most powerful computer, for lack of a better term, that there is. So when I'm struggling with manifesting love and I have all these negative thoughts coming in, the biggest mantra that I always use is I deserve to love and be loved. I deserve to love and be loved. I deserve to love and be loved. And you can tune that specifically to whatever you're trying to manifest. So we have the retraining of the brain, and what dog are we going to feed? What energy are we going to feed, the negative or the positive? We have transmuting negative energy with light and removing it and turning that energy, because energy never dies, but it can change, and we are powerful enough to change it, and you have to realize that about yourself. So we transmute the negative energy into something positive, and then we have the mantras when we are trying to manifest something personal, and kind of like prescribe a mantra to whatever guilt or shame that you're having, whatever negative energy you're having towards that goal. So those are the things that I do to manifest a reality, and I've been doing it for years. And it's all going to also start with, once you finally start to wake up, and in the beginning of your journey of self-healing and manifesting and realizing your power and really living in that power, it's all going to start with a realization and a moment of clarity where you're living a way of life that you just know that you don't want anymore. That you know you want something more, and you know you want something different, and you kind of know where you want to go, but you don't know how to get there. And this is the perfect way to do it, because your goals are going to change throughout your journey. But the end game is always the same, and that is living a life of love and abundance. What else could we possibly want for ourselves? And what you also have to remember is the universe wants you to have these things. So another example, something that I feel a lot of people have guilt around manifesting is, financial security and finances and money. So, money, because of what society has done, there's a lot of guilt and shame around money. It's like a dirty thing. I feel like a lot of people, at least I used to think of money like that, because I'd always feel bad that if I had it and somebody else didn't, or whatever the case may be, because of course I want everybody. I don't want anyone to be suffering or not able to feed themselves or be homeless. So we start to think that, well, I don't deserve to be financially stable. I mean, so many people in the world are struggling. Why me? Why do I deserve to be financially secure and stable? And what you have to remember is that you have to really work hard on removing the guilt surrounding money. Because the universe wants you to live in abundance. And no, abundance doesn't mean just money, but yes, abundance is financial security, because when you have financial security, you have less stress and anxiety. I'm not saying that, money buys happiness, because it definitely doesn't. Let's not get backwards here. But you can also do so many beautiful things when you have extra money. You can send your kids to good schools. You can donate to organizations. You can help feed other people. So that's another thing. Just remember, remove the guilt around money when you're trying to manifest money, because you as an empath and as a light worker and as a healer will do good things with that money. You're not, we are not, when we get to the point where we can actually manifest money, because you can. Most of the time, all of the bad behaviors and selfishness are removed by that point anyway. So just so that you can manifest anything. You can manifest love and relationships. You can manifest a whole life of abundance and beauty, but it all comes from doing that inward work, retraining your thought process, and learning to remove guilt around things that you don't think that you deserve, because the universe wants you to live a life of abundance, because that is how we're healing. When a healer, steps into his or her role of being a healer, you are going to spread your light around everywhere you go and to so many different people. And as we know, in 2020, and everyone knows everything that's going on right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic, a lot of things going on in politics and in the government that really probably has people feeling very negative and down and scared and feared up. But what you have to remember is the light is at work right now, and more people, like, a job is being done, a foundation is being laid for us to be truly free, and for us to be able to use our gifts freely, and even in a much stronger way. More and more people are waking up, and it's our job to continue to spread that light and that positive energy. And I feel like positive energy and abundance go hand in hand. It's all love, and love is the answer, so I hope that you enjoyed my video on manifesting a life of love and abundance. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comments below. You can find me on Instagram at The Journey to Freedom. My name is Mary McGregor. You can also find me that way. I hope that you enjoyed my video. And just remember, it's all going to begin with you. And when you finally, have that realization one day that I just don't like where I'm at, and I just don't want to be here anymore, but you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, trust me, these little things of retraining your brain to think about the positive all the time, no matter what situation you're going through, and to transmute negative energy, and also to manifest and remove guilt of thinking that you don't deserve, the gifts that the universe is giving to you. Once you start to walk through this journey and this path, anything is possible, and you can, the world truly and the universe truly is at your fingertips, and you're going to change your life. And it's possible with these small steps and small tools. Of course, there's many other things that come along with manifesting. It all collectively works together, and I'm going to give a lot more tips in videos coming up on walking the path and living a life of abundance and my journey to freedom. But it's all possible, and it's all beautiful. And if you have any questions, like I said, leave them in the comments. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope that you're manifesting some beautiful things, because you do deserve it. Namaste.